let's go to this. I think we do need to touch on this. So this was a big deal that happened over the weekend. Richard Hart tweeted about it a little bit. Of course, because anytime he has the opportunity to dunk on something that is not working, he's going to. But this is bad. So on Saturday, Ethereum L2s, layer twos, stopped withdrawals entirely. So I don't know how many of them it were. If it would have been like all of the L2s, like Arbitrum, Optimism, stuff like that.
Yeah, there were several.
Yeah, but withdrawals were totally halted. The chains were paused, basically. And Richard kind of went, I may have a bookmark tweet, I forget, but he kind of went on a tirade of why L1s are so much better. And that really is the consensus, because this kind of thing can happen with layer twos. I mean, to be in a situation where you have money that you've got on the chain, and maybe it's a lot because you're transacting on there a lot, and withdrawals are just paused. You cannot get your money out suddenly out of nowhere. This isn't something that's going to happen with layer ones. It's definitely not something they're going to see on Pulse Chain. But what do you make of this? Because I mean, this is a big thing, and I think it should be a dire warning for retail investors that are just, coming in here, aping into some of these different ecosystems and have money just floating around on all these L2s buying meme coins and stuff. You could have things trapped, for a period of time, with no way of getting them out. So what did you make of this story?
Yeah, I didn't realize that Base was a layer 2.
I don't think I did either. Yeah.
I just didn't, I just thought it was its own chain. I thought it was an L1. But yeah, I'm going to pull this up because it is important to show how many of them cannot withdraw.
Yeah, it looked like a long list.
It's a very long list. So I don't know if you can see that or not.
Base is one of those chains that
Base is on there.
Well, I was going to say it hasn't done as well as Solana, but like it has had a narrative already. There's been tons of meme coins on it and a lot of like fake volume and stuff, and people have been doing a lot on there. So.
But you've got OP Mainnet, Base, Blast, Mantle, Starknet, Manta, ZK Sync, Era, Linnea, and Metis.
You missed Arbitrum, right? Yeah, well, I guess I said Arbitrum.
But Arbitrum was not it wasn't a cannot withdraw. It was a self-proposed. So I'm not sure exactly what that means.
Okay.
But either way, the exit window was 2 days. If you look here at that.
Yeah.
So still at 2 days to get out of a layer 2, that's a long time. And I remember back in the day whenever people were trying to avoid some of the gas costs, and I think it was Arbitrum that they were buying and selling hacks on. And I remember one of the first people was Hexologist or RG3, and they were sending stuff over and waiting for it to get back, and it was taking hours. It took over a day, and that was back then. That was when the prices were going up. There was a lot of money that they were waiting for, and be like, "Holy shit! This is bad. It's taking a long time." I remember that whole thing going down,
right?
But yeah, it just goes to show you where unfortunately, some of these people are going to have to get burnt to realize that we need to focus on things that are real DeFi, things you can't shut off. And eventually the meme mania, the early, whatever it is, will die off, and, they'll lose enough money to actually care about where their money is and how it works. Still to this day, I can't believe Solana is as strong as it is, right? Just because of that on-off thing that it just gets shut off whenever they feel like it. And it baffles me to think that people put the amount of value in there that they do, knowing that could happen at any time. It just, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but I don't know. It's a different breed, I guess. I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, like you were just saying, 2 days in crypto. I mean, depending upon what it is you're holding, and if people are kind of degenning out on some of those chains, I mean that is an eternity, depending upon what you're trying to do. Yeah, and for that to be a risk is just not good at all. So yeah, it'll have to be a caution to people. That happened on Saturday. Yeah, and I will say, like, the only time I deal with any of them is I do use Arbitrum 1 occasionally when I'm using that Spark Swap bridge to Pulse Chain. But I mean, that's I'm on that chain for 5 minutes. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
in,
That's
in
about as long as,
in and out.
yeah. So,
We could post the I forgot he mentioned the Big Mac chart too. That was pretty funny.
oh yeah. The price of the Big Mac for the last, what was the amount of years? Like how long was that for?
uh It says interesting to note that Big Macs and houses both went up 2.5x from 2000 till now.
Hmm.
But some of these early pictures of here, let's see if we can
Early pictures of the Big Macs.
yeah, I
What
mean,
quality of the Big
fif-
Mac we getting,
15-cent hamburger and
right,
uh 19-cent cheeseburgers.
right.
It's But it's pretty funny how the Big Mac chart, the Big Mac index is a real thing.
It actually
It's
is called the Big Mac Index.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Here,
All right. Let's see it.
check it out.
Let's see this.
Big Mac index versus the CPI.
Okay.
This is the chart. It is a real thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's beating it pretty badly.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. I wonder if do we have a Whopper index or a,
I don't know.
I don't know what the Wendy's one is called. Um, Interesting. Well, there you go. The Big Mac beating the average CPI. So, interesting to note. Yeah, I saw RH tweet about burgers a lot the last couple of days. So, um, are you a Big Mac guy or are you a Whopper guy, Ewok? If you had
No, I'm
to,
a quarter pounder with cheese guy. Not a big
okay,
fan of
so
Big Mac.
McDonald's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fast food. I
No,
don't like fast food.
no. If I had
I
to pick,
think
I'd pick Burger King. But
I
yeah,
would probably, if I had to pick a burger, it would
four
probably
fours.
be yeah,
Big Macs
probably
are
be
way smaller and way shittier, though. Yeah, he's probably right. I would eat a Whopper.
Dairy Queen burgers are better than both of them.
You think so? I
Yeah,
don't know. Okay.